Equipped.
All right, we are equipped and ready to go.
It's the sound of cracking a fresh episode
of a game-related network podcast. It's Saturday night, Sunday morning, Saturday night.
Cheers.
It's past
Sunday
midnight.
morning.
But here we are again, coming at you.
Yep. Live.
Yeah,
and direct.
This is Kevin here.
Yeah.
That's Adam.
This is Zach.
And we have a little background behind us about a game that's not out yet. I don't even know if we're going to talk about it more than talk shit about it. But
Oh, yeah.
Pre-game
motherfuckers
pep talks.
won't get it.
There's
I'm
never
saying.
enough shit to talk, man. This guy right here, this poor individual has set himself up for some painful moments in his near future, and I'm excited to unleash those on him.
It's gonna get rough. I feel like your friendship is gonna be tested.
It's going to be a little Khabib McGregor-ish in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to smash
Hot
him,
topic.
and then I'm going to run out. I'm going to go outside. Who else got a controller? I'm smashing them off the sticks, too.
Oh,
I'll
Your
be
whole
at
squad,
home
son.
that night. I'll be not there that night.
yeah.
I might need you to mediate, bro.
Yeah.
We'll
Ref-
stream it.
Or your referee shirt,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The cream will rise to the top.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, you'll be living in a nightmare.
Cup of coffee, yeah.
Cup of coffee, yeah.
yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Freak out. All right. Back to being civil for now.
So it's been a couple of weeks since we got together, but
Yeah.
there's been some things happening here, some things happening there. I don't know if I talked about it too much, but the Nintendo Switch online service launched.
Okay. Yeah. I know that I've been hearing about the rumblings of it getting ready to launch, but since I'm not using it, I didn't know when it actually happened. So
I mean, technically, the online features for the most part have already been available. It's
Okay.
just now that they're charging for
Ah.
it. It's like they've added a couple bonus features along with it.
Okay.
And,
Worth it?
No, personally, I think not, and this is coming from the Nintendo fan of the group. But it's like you get your online play, you get Nintendo Entertainment System games from back in the day, kind of like a Netflix streaming service, except you can play these games online.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 3 or 1 or
Yeah.
whatever good list of games. But apart from that, you have your online play, you got your NES games, you've got your Nintendo app that you can download on your phone, and that's how you can do voice chat, is through the phone.
That's real. They didn't find a way around
They did
that
not.
in all
They
this
did
time.
not find a way around that.
Fucking
And
weak.
the thing that's interesting about that to me is that Epic Games has found a way to make it work with Fortnite, where it's like, the Switch, when it's not docked, it has a 3.5 millimeter outlet for headphones, and you can plug that in and you can use a headset. And it works. Like, the Switch is capable of doing voice chat without a phone, and the thing is, Epic Games has shown that through Fortnite.
Dude, it's 2018, and you
Yeah.
fucking figure that shit out.
Yeah, so
That
I mean,
shit didn't fly in 2008.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm trying to think, like, as far as other features, it's like, what else are they doing? I'm trying to remember, and I can't.
Yeah.
For 20
it's
bucks a
like
year or whatever? it is?
$20 a year. But I mean, the thing is, like,
That's not a
I
lot.
guess it's not bad.
one thing they did
But
mention
still.
is, like, there's going to be deals. There's going to be some sort of special deals
Yeah.
that they didn't really elaborate on that they're going to later. I think that if you went onto the Nintendo website, they kind of detailed certain small things, like little bits of content here or there for, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or something. But I don't remember what they were, and they were insignificant, not really a big deal. But, those will be changing as time goes on, and there will be more games added to the NES library as time goes on, and hopefully they add Super Nintendo games and Nintendo 64 games and et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera,
You
to
would
make
think.
that service worth it. You would think, but,
After all this time it took to set it up, that they would just launch.
I do think that
here's
they're...
the Nintendo Stream catalog of all.
I do think they're going to wait and push as many Super Nintendo classics as they can.
You're right.
Since they're still trying to, get those out. And I think they did shipment of NES classics recently too, but I don't know that for sure. Anyway, the whole Nintendo online service launched, and with it came, like, you guys remember how Dark Souls got delayed for the remaster on the Switch? I think that the online service is why, because the game is coming out October 19th, but the beta for the game came out the same day the online service launched.
Oh.
So you need to buy the online service in order to play the beta for the Dark Souls remaster on the Switch.
Okay.
That's not the only reason why it launched that day, I think, but I do think that was a big benefactor to it, like to get people to be like, oh, you had to wait this long for Dark Souls. Now you can play the beta if you fork over your cash.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I already played through the remaster, so I decided, no, it's not worth it for me.
For sure.
It's not going to be worth it for me. The only time it's going to be worth it for me is when Nintendo finally releases a demo or a beta for Super Smash Bros. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But
You would think something more significant would be... I don't know, man. It's just weird that you were able to play online this whole time. Epic found a way to make communication possible without even doing anything, just literally plugging a headset in,
yep.
like everything else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I don't understand what the hell they're doing at Nintendo, man. I don't.
Man.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, on the other hand, Sony, where they're kind of like not as open with like crossplay, it makes sense why, because they want to maintain their platform, to an extent.
It's online though. Like, how much control do you have?
Yeah, and I'm not saying I agree with it by any means, but I mean, like Xbox or Microsoft did the same kind of thing when they were ahead in the console game. They weren't as keen on open play, but now Microsoft is all about it and Sony's not. But
Sony did actually change their mind recently with Fortnite.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, they're starting to kind of like warm up to it.
Yeah.
But there was recently, I forget what game it was, but they accidentally enabled crossplay.
It was also Fortnite.
Was it Fortnite?
Yep.
Okay, it was Fortnite, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with Fortnite? They're finding all these exploits.
Fortnite is just that much influence over the whole gaming spectrum
that's
at this
Yeah.
point.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But
It's changing the economy of gaming. It's changing communication on Nintendo Switch.
yeah. But I mean, Smash. I'm just excited for Smash Bros. And Animal Crossing, but for now, Smash Bros. Yeah. So, it has been a few weeks. A lot has happened for all of us. We've been, some gaming news here, some gaming news there. There is one Nintendo thing that I'll talk about later, but what have you guys been up to?
I think the big thing, man, we'll probably agree on this. I didn't see as much about it as you, but I want to hear all the shit you got to say about OC5, man.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about there. So, I'll try and just do a quick overview. OC5 was pretty much all about Quest. So Quest is Oculus's new all-in-one headset that's coming out in the spring of next year. It's $399 for the headset, and it's like I said, it's an all-in-one headset with 6 degrees of freedom controllers. It's basically the exact same controllers with the Oculus Touch.
Just the ring is on.
Yeah, the ring's inverted, so now because the headset does the tracking, so the headset has 4 wide-angle lenses on the corners of it that do all the tracking, and it does positional tracking for the whole room, and it's pretty much like open scale. Like you can do it in your room, you can do it in like a big warehouse. It's really amazing. I mean, the shit that I was seeing is pretty mind blowing. It runs on a Snapdragon 835 mobile processor, which was basically the processor powering like the last generation flagship Samsung phones. So like I think the S7, S8, around there. So pretty hefty. But they've done a lot of really like down to the metal customization and configuring to make it run well. John Carmack, who I every year at OC5, I just look forward to hearing his unscripted keynote. He just goes crazy for like an hour and a half talking about whatever, just like unhinged, just like the smartest man like in the gaming industry, just like just talking about like everything so super casually, but like going like. I don't know how to explain it. I'll just show you guys some of his talks because he's a fucking genius. If you're not familiar with John Carmack, he is the guy who basically, in a big way, pioneered 3D graphics with Doom and Quake back in the day with id Tech. So he's been a big player, and when he came to Oculus, he brought a lot of that gravitas with him, and he's been working as the CTO of the mobile division for Oculus for the last couple years now, or I shouldn't say couple years. I don't know. For a year or so at least. So with that said, he's kind of pioneering and pushing the software for Oculus Go and Oculus Quest. So he talked a lot about his opinions of how Oculus Go is doing and like things that they could do better, things like I don't know. He just talks and it's just amazing. I listened to him and it was awesome. But anyway, Quest is going to be really cool. The Carmack talk was great. There's also Michael Abrash, who is a former Microsoft scientist, and he talked about his predictions from OC3, I think. It was either OC3 or OC4, the one from last year. And he had a lot of specific predictions about VR technologies, like how displays would come together, field of view, foveated rendering, all these different technologies that we expect and we know people are working on for VR. And he just wanted to see how they're matching up with where things are right now. So for the most part, he was kind of on the money, but in some ways he underestimated, some ways he overestimated. So it was really cool watching him kind of talk about it. Someone who's really qualified. So it was just a lot of really good info. But man, Quest looks so cool.
You showed me that arena play feature?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. The possibilities of that.
Well, they're starting to look into, it seems, more like location-based experiences. They had The Void there, the guys who are making those big like warehouse-level experiences where they got the Ghostbusters thing, the Star Wars thing, and then they use some proprietary stuff, but they do like lots of like sensory things like heat and like wind and stuff like that when you're going through their environment. It's kind of like a laser tag arena, but they've got it all mapped out, so you're like the experience is 1-to-1, so you don't need to worry about like running into walls because the walls are supposed to be what you're seeing, physically and virtually. So on that same note, Oculus seems to be kind of experimenting with the Quest and some other software and hardware technologies to integrate it into location-based experiences. At OC5, they had the Dead and Buried thing was what they had set up, and it was basically like a 4,000 square foot, like kind of paintball style arena almost, where they had two teams of like 3-on-3 fighting each other, shooting at each other behind like different boxes and stuff, and the boxes got like mapped. I don't know, you can see some of I showed you that footage you talked about, and then people were talking about like how it was set up from the demos. Like I guess you put on the headsets and everybody went and stood on like a marker, because it's all kind of programmed to the area, and then like it went from because they have this sort of mixed reality technology in it where when you put on the headset it can kind of render the real world in kind of like the Take On Me music video.
Okay.
By
Like
it's all like kind of
sketch,
wavy and like sketched. Yeah, exactly. So it went from that to like the world that they made for the game. So there's a lot of potential with that, and like the mobile headset I think is going to be a hit because it's a good price point. It's going to be compelling experiences. A lot of Rift games I expect will be ported over, and I'm just hoping to have cross-buy or like my library will share over.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
so
get in
good.
on it. But dude, I could go on for hours, but it's really cool.
That's so phenomenal,
really cool stuff.
man. That they have that something that can do that quality of play anywhere. You just Did they say anything about like battery life or anything like that?
That's kind of one of the big questions right now. It seems to be kind of dependent on the app, but I'm expecting 2 to 3 hours minimum. And that's not considering having like a battery pack as well, because the Go they don't recommend it, but you can charge it while using it, so you could get like a big ass battery pack and carry it in your pocket with a USB cable, pop it in. You're still untethered, but
True.
It's I think that'll be an option, but it does fun fact have active cooling. It has a fan in there, I heard. So it's actually got some active cooling to keep things running.
It makes sense to be in a standalone like that. I feel like it's doing a lot. I mean, that's so amazing where technology's come from. Like talking about these battery lives, 2 to 3 hours. Like that was like the Game Gear back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like a little screen running like a little whatever simple ass game. Now you can go to a different world.
Yeah. I'm super excited. But no news of second gen Oculus Rift, which I think it makes sense. They're not going to hype up a second generation Rift when they're trying to sell their
current generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they made a big point that this is now they've completed their first generation of VR products. They had the Rift, they got the Go, and now they got the Quest, and that gives you kind of like a whole range of VR, Yeah. So that's what they've got now, and I'm excited to see what next year brings. I'm really expecting next year they're going to detail Generation 2 and start teasing us. So
2020 going to be the next headset.
I think 2020 is going to be when we're going to see a full Gen 2 Rift. I would be real surprised if it was like or late 2019, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense with what they've got. I mean, like they're going to give the Quest, I would imagine, at least a year of independence, and promotion and development resources and stuff. So it's I don't know, it's exciting.
You think they do like a Rift Pro between then? And...
I don't think so. No, I don't think so, man. I mean, because they've already got a really good product at a good price when it comes to PC VR. Of course, I do think they're kind of getting to a point where there's competition in that place where like people are wondering if they're stagnating on PC VR, but I don't think that's the case at all because they have so much money invested into the R&D and the technology. I just think they're being really smart about how they're positioning themselves and marketing their products to make sure that they can appeal to the most people, because I think Facebook they're really trying to push it not just as like gaming, they're trying to push it as like a social thing and like a computing platform and like
place for experiences.
It's just a new thing. I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping 2020 we get full Gen 2 for Rift, but who knows what's going to come between now and then.
It's interesting, man.
Yeah.
So dope that's going on. I think this is getting pushed so hard still, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, I heard. I didn't see a whole bunch of stuff about what it was. People on PlayStation announced a good amount of VR games too, so it just makes me happy to see that in the air, man, getting pushed around and all that. Speaking of, I finally finished Edge of Nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Okay.
That's a good game, man. Very atmospheric. I kind of want to play it again without taking so much space, but I have so much other stuff to play that I won't do that anytime soon. But man, that game's atmosphere and the story it paints is really cool for VR, especially for a 2-year-old VR game.
Right.
It had that. Insomniac made it, so it's got a good pedigree behind it. But it felt like you were playing like a scary Uncharted game in Antarctica. You know? And going to finish it, I'm finally happy to like go play through that experience. And be like, yeah, man, there's so much potential there. Now I hope they come back to these kind of games. I hope they're working on them still. I don't know if they still are. Yeah. Because they got Spider-Man, they just put out all of that. But
well, I mean, Insomniac, they've got Stormland coming around the corner.
Oh, they're doing that?
They're doing Stormland. Shit. So that's Insomniac's next big thing.
Oh my god! Nice. You know how much more excited for that game I just got?
Yeah, you should be. Everything I've seen, and they showed some more stuff on that as well. There were a bunch of demos at OC5.
Really?
It just, dude, it looks fucking good.
Gameplay shit?
Yeah. I mean, they've shown a lot of like. There was an hour or 2-hour demo video that I saw online. I didn't watch the whole thing, but really solid footage. And it looks just really open and fun to play. Kind of like I don't know. It looks kind of like if Lone Echo was grounded, and there's like guns in it and like more action. I don't know. It's got like really good IK and object interaction and like environment interaction, so you can climb everything and like pick a lot of things up and just go all over the place, and it's not limited.
Oh my goodness, man. We're getting there.
Yeah, dude, we're getting that good shit. And Insomniac knows what they're doing because they've made a bunch of games, dude. They made Edge of Nowhere. I think they also did they do what is it? The Magic game. Unspoken? Did they do that?
I think they did for some reason that you mentioned it. It's kind of ringing a bell. I don't know for sure off the top, but it feels like it.
They've got a couple other games too. Stormland is like their 4th or 5th VR game. They're getting into it.
What a studio, man. Popping out Spider-Man and just taking over, starting off the Marvel gaming universe and kicking ass in VR. Damn. Props to Insomniac, man.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that Spider-Man New Game Plus. Man, I want to play that game more so bad. Just saw Venom. Speaking of that universe, no Spider-Man in it, but it's not a video game. But I had to put that out there, man. Some mixed reviews, some hate. I liked it. Just gotta say that. I don't want to get into why. I won't spoil nothing for nobody.
Okay.
Just love Venom, man.
Yeah.
More Venom.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Aside from that, though.
Nice.
Oh, one thing I was about like on the gaming front. It's not even news. It's just kind of like what I've been on. I put this off for a long time because I was like, I don't know, like. EA's been putting, this isn't bad things. This is like in their sports games, they're putting the story modes in, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I went back and I was like, you know what? Let me see what this is about, man. I'm gonna check it out. So I played through FIFA's all the way up until the current game that just came out.
Okay.
It's surprisingly good, man. They're having like cinematic experiences. They're teaching you about the world of the sport.
Nice.
I can see it being good for people who don't really know the world of soccer or the whatever sport it may be.
Yeah.
But then also the way they teach the game through it is really cool, man. Now I've finished that and going through the Madden one, but I swear I had to get that out of the way. It's something I put off for a while, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting to have this much fun, but I felt obligated to do it. So I'm doing it. But,
Okay.
yeah, man, just biding my time till this Red Dead 2 drops.
Yeah, it's only a couple weeks away, dude.
I know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Well, at least on consoles. I'm waiting, man. I mean, I don't have a console to play it on, and so I'm just.
I mean,
I'm
there
gonna
is
wait.
one that, you should probably have, but we'll...
I mean, I guess maybe I could buy one, but I'm not going to buy one for a few games.
Do you have a 4K TV?
I do have a 4K TV, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, okay, so maybe just hypothetically, like 5 years down the line, once PlayStation 5's already come out,
That's my plan.
you know, once the PlayStation 4 drops to like $100 or $200,
Exactly.
that's going to be worth it at that
Oh,
point.
for sure. No, and that's the thing is, that's what I could do. I just got my roommate just picked up a PS3 for like less than $100 the other day.
Yeah.
And not that I'm not gonna go back and play through a lot of that catalog because my roommate had one, and I played through some of those games. But I don't feel compelled to because I want, if I'm gonna get a PS4, I want to get the PS4 Pro. Because
exactly.
I'm gonna
utilize it to its utmost potential.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah, so I want
That's what I
that.
do.
I want that power, but I don't want to pay $400 for one of those and then also have to pay like full price on a bunch of games.
yeah. No.
So I'm gonna wait, and I'll get all that shit used. I'll get into it then. But with Red Dead specifically, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, man.
Yeah.
I gotta have to wait.
It's gonna
I mean,
be worth the wait
yeah,
for you.
It's
you
gonna
know?
it's gonna be great.
That's
It's
the
gonna be
thing.
great when it comes. If it's anything like the way
Like-
GTA 5 was, the scale of performance and the quality of the port from like playing it on Xbox 360 to like PC was astounding. Like
Yeah,
so I'm excited to see how that turns out when it comes.
That was an end of generation game though. Like that
Mm-hmm.
definitely crossed over. I don't know if
Right. Well,
this
we're
is
in that
necessarily like
same boat.
end of generation.
I think we are
but-
though.
I
Because
think
So you think we're
Yeah.
gonna see a PlayStation 5, whatever next Xbox release of Red Dead 2 on it?
I think they're kind of slated for a 2020 release of those consoles, at least as far as the rumors I've heard, and that's pretty similar to the timeline when GTA 5 came out. We're a little bit earlier though, because GTA 5, I think when it came out,
That was like summer of 2013, whereas
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One launched that November. So like
yeah,
5 months in advance, I want to say, like 5 months beforehand, and it was the same time. Like it was only a month out, or before or after The Last of Us. Like that summer was all GTA 5 and Last of Us. Those were the big console games.
And we saw them both get re-released.
Yeah, they both got remasters and whatever. But I could see Red Dead 2 being going down that road. I could see Last of Us Part 2 going down that road. Cyberpunk 2077, Death Stranding, even just anything that's coming out not this year but next year and on, basically. And Red Dead 2, I guess.
I just wonder why they're so weird about the announcement for the PC.
well, because they're trying to fucking milk it on the consoles, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's
Like-
the point? Like, why wouldn't you just get the money you're gonna get? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you milk it on the consoles,
Well, because
what's stopping you from like the market like you? You don't have a console.
Well, but
you know?
but there's still the other people in between that aren't gonna make the distinction if there is no announcement for the PC. There's not like, okay, I can wait 6 months or I can wait a year.
Exactly.
If they announce it, it's like they haven't announced that it's not coming to PC. They've only announced that it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation 4 right now. So that's your expectation, right? Is that I know it's available for that. If I have that, I'll get it for that. But without the other announcement, and it's kind of the same reasoning why they haven't announced like a Rift 2, because they're not going to try and delay a sale.
Yeah.
Word, but it's the same product. So to me, what confuses me is
Sorta,
like, why wasn't
yeah.
it with all this development time? How is it just not a simultaneous release?
Well, I
Where
mean
all
that's the
platforms
question. That's the question because
get
they're
it,
trying
you
to
know?
triple dip people. They're trying to get people to double, triple dip.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I mean, because because it works, and they've done it. And I don't know. I feel like they've done it a few times, and it happens. It's not a bad business decision. It's just not good for the consumer. So as a consumer,
but it's also
I'm
their choice to make ultimately.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's nothing I can do other than vote with my wallet and not buy into the generation, or rather, I mean, because I have a PC to play with, I don't have a console to play with. So obviously, I don't want to go buy a console to play the game when I can wait when I assume it's coming to the PC.
Yeah.
So, and I've got plenty of other stuff to keep me busy.
Well, I mean, on the note of you getting a PlayStation 4 Pro at some point, you can expect us to whip you up a list. I mean,
no, I've already got the list. I mean, it's it'll be The Last of Us 2 when that comes out. God of War. What is it? Forget the name. The one with the monster, the robot monsters.
Horizon Zero.
Zero Dawn. Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. Spider-Man 4, Death Stranding.
Yep.
Those are the exclusives.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne too. Yeah,
Uncharted is fire.
Yeah, Uncharted is pretty good. I mean, I played a couple of them, and I think they're great games. But that's not one of the games that's pulling me to the console. If I were to get one, it would only be for. I mean, really, of those games, the ones that I really want to play are Death Stranding, and Spider-Man, and God of War, and Horizon, in that order, pretty much.
I do think Death Stranding is going to be on PC also.
I think it may eventually. So I'm not holding my breath for it. Has it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a PS4 console exclusive. It's also on PC.
Nice. Well, there we go. So.
Yeah, you'll be good on that one. I don't think you'll be waiting on that one.
Yeah.
We all are going to be waiting for that one for a while, I think, though. Before any of us get access on it. I don't know when we're going to know what the hell it's even about.
Well, did you guys see that boss fight thing?
Yeah, the little intro. So Troy Baker is in Death Stranding now as an American voice actor version of the game. And he's the man with the golden mask. That's what they're calling him. And he takes off his mask and he's got another mask underneath that. He kind of sounds like Joel, except like having more fun in the role of whoever his character is, as opposed to the tortured, like, my daughter's dead, like, persona that Joel is. But, I mean, Troy Baker has done a lot of voice acting work. Like, he's actually done a couple of American dubs of some animes here and there. And,
nice, okay.
It's pretty good. He's pretty good, man. Like, I like his stuff. So I was actually really happy to hear that he was going to be in there. And then, like, this giant, like, whatever the hell monster comes out of nowhere. And it's just some four-legged beast of...
this oil asshole mouth, like, dude, I don't know what's
like
happening.
A bunch of flappy, terry flaps open.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that's the 5th trailer that they've released for Death Stranding. Still no release date, and I'm pretty sure that's like in engine, whatever footage, like, or at least it's running on a PlayStation 4, kind of like how they did the Last of Us cutscenes or whatever. But I didn't get enough gameplay out of that, like, E3 snippet, man. It was just the walking simulator.
No,
man.
but that's what they're teasing, and that's
that's the idea. It's all fucking. That's how Hideo Kojima does his shit. It's all part of his game. It's all it's him having fun with it.
And it's a new thing, Like for Metal Gear, you know what you're getting into, right?
Yeah,
tactical
it's like
espionage action.
Yeah, it's a stealthy, weird soldier. I mean, like, even honestly, like, when I played Metal Gear Solid 4, that was my first Metal Gear Solid game, and I was like, okay, well, I kind of think I know what I'm getting into, and I was playing it through with a friend of mine from back in the day, and they showed off, like, those 4 beasts or whatever in that first scene, and at that point I was like, dude, this is some weird, different, like, other level shit, and I'm liking it. Like, it was not honestly what I was expecting. I mean, that was that Hideo Kojima twist, but it's like you're saying, it's like Konami had been like, okay, well, that's working, so we got to make more of those because they make money, and it's something that the typical gamer, stealth army, cool, done, like Ghost Recon or whatever, but with Death Stranding, it's like he's got no limits. Like, he didn't have Sony telling him, oh, you got to make this type of game or this type of game. He actually got to decide for himself what to do with it. And this has been an interesting ride, seeing the result of that.
Yeah, exactly. No, and as a Kojima fan, I know, or rather, I have faith, in his vision. Yes. And how well it's always been executed in all of the games I've played by him. I've never been disappointed. Metal Gear Solid 5 is its own thing, but there's so many conditionals with that. You know what I mean?
And they were still like really good. It was still so fun.
It was a peak for the series on a mechanical level and gameplay level.
Exactly.
It had never felt smoother. The action had never been better.
Yeah,
looked amazing.
Yeah, and the freedom of like the way you could approach all the situations and like I loved how customizable you could make your deployments and just like the sandbox nature of the game.
Yes.
The development, R&D type shit, just getting the new weapons.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was
It was author based and everything.
And you just didn't get the last level.
Yeah, that was the that was the problem with it. Was the story? It just like Kojima wasn't able to create his entirety of the vision of what he was going for with it, since he had to do another one anyway, and he tried to end things with Metal Gear Solid 4, and they were like, no, make another one. Fuck it, we're doing a prequel now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it works.
Right?
It's just like the South Park guys, man. Like hashtag cancel Metal Gear. That was what he was doing. Like, right? I'm done, you guys. That's interesting though. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that series. I hope they let it rest in peace though. At the same time,
yeah.
I don't want to see any more Metal Gear survive and just bastardizations of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell Konami what to do because they're not gonna do it. But if I were Konami, I remember we always had those. If I were Microsoft or Nintendo things. If I were Konami, bring Metal Gear back, but do it right. Do it justice. If you can't have Hideo Kojima, get someone else who's a creative director that could actually understand the series and make it still good. Get Castlevania up in there. Castlevania.
Yeah, I'm down for some Castlevania.
Fucking Super Monkey Ball.
Ooh.
I want some Super Monkey Ball back in my life.
Yeah, that would be
VR.
A good thing. That would be a good thing.
That was
I want
Konami,
Super Monkey
right?
Ball VR.
Why not? Do you guys remember in Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, the Super Monkey Ball tie-in?
I did not actually know.
Okay. There was when Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, which was like the kind of remaster for the same generation where they had some like extra content. Yeah. There was a Monkey Ball tie-in where like you had to find some like Monkey Ball monkeys like hiding in the bushes and stuff. It was really fun.
That's
You're
awesome.
playing Solid Snake and like fighting these. It was so good. We're gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna pull up some videos. It's fucking awesome.
God, Solid Snake. It would be interesting if it was done right. I almost feel like it'd be better off if Konami sold off the franchise.
Yeah, just maybe sold off all their franchises.
Sell it back to Kojima if you want.
Give it back to Kojima.
I know. I would say that, but they're not gonna.
No, they're not gonna.
That oily asshole.
No, I know.
That
after
was
Metal
Konami.
Gear Survive
failed, how
as
he
much
viewed
as
that shit right there.
100%.
Right.
It's a big oily asshole in the middle of Japan.
I mean, but Konami should just give it back. Give it back to him.
It's not like Survive worked out for them.
Yeah, just give it back. It's not yours to begin with. You really don't own it. It's his, and I don't know. Maybe I'll take it back and give it to Kojima.
Who would you sell Castlevania to if you were Konami?
Ooh, who would do that?
Platinum?
Oh, they could. But Platinum is amazing shit, but if they don't give a fuck about what they're doing, they just
that's true. And sometimes they don't really.
There's times.
Legend of Korra game, that's the one I think of off the top of my head. But there's been a couple platinum stinkers.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's a good go-to. They got a lot that just play. Well, there was a Transformers one, but I remember that being a little better, relatively enjoyable.
Then you get the Vanquishes and the Metal
Bayonettas
Gear Rising and
Revengeance.
Yeah.
You get Wonderful 101. I've heard that's actually a really good game on the Wii U.
I've never even heard of that.
Of course not.
Yeah, Platinum would be cool with Castlevania. People who did what's it called? I can't even think of the name right now. It just came out on PC. The side-scrolling, 16-bit looking
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. Yes,
yeah.
Like that developed.
That would actually be
cool
really
shit
cool
with it.
Oh yeah,
and take it back to its heyday. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably know your answer to this, but I want to ask you, Kevin. As far as Death Stranding goes, are you more excited for Death Stranding or Cyberpunk at this point?
That's a good question. They excite me on different levels.
Yes.
I'll say I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk more in terms of like gameplay, but the mystery of Death Stranding has me by the balls.
Exactly.
So it's like they're different things. Like Cyberpunk, it's gonna be that crazy futuristic RPG that I've always dreamed of but never thought of.
Yeah, he didn't know you wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
But Death Stranding, it's the Kojima I know and love, and it's something new from Kojima. So who knows what's gonna happen there? So yeah, they're both. Honestly, they're kind of on equal footing. Yeah, they're just different. They occupy different spaces in my head.
Exactly.
But they're both they're contenders.
Right. As far as games that don't have a release date, they're they're the 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberpunk definitely seems closer.
Well, and speaking of the Cyberpunk, I was going to say there's been some rumors that it might be seeing a 2019 release date based on some financial agreements that CD Projekt Red has with
hear about that. Yeah.
The state government, or federal government, or I don't know. I guess they have something some Polish money sponsoring them, so they have to some fiducial agreement.
Recently, that some of the Polish laws financially are just a little bit a little questionable. Did you hear about the author of the Witcher series trying to sue or
Oh my God, he wants $16 million.
Yeah, he wants $16 million because he fucked up back in the early 2000s and sold the rights to them for less than $10,000.
Yeah, because he was dumb and he didn't want. They offered him a percentage. They gave him points. Yeah. They were like, you can take points on this, and he's like, no, I don't want it. I don't think it's going to do it.
It's not going to succeed.
Yeah, and now oh look how the tables have turned.
Well.
Now he's pissed off. Yeah. I think on that alone, the courts just be like,
if you're watching, dude, this is me laughing.
You denied this money.
Yeah.
You were offered this. It was just in different language.
Exactly.
But you said no.
Yeah. So. Well, no, but the thing is though, but what Zach was saying, the Polish law seems a little weird. What I was reading is that I guess if it makes a certain amount of money over an evaluation of some sort, that you're entitled to a certain sum at a certain point. If it makes 10, or I forget what the statistic was, but the measurement, but it was kind of semi-reasonable. If it ended up making more than twice of what it was evaluated at, I can't remember what it was, but it was something weird like that, where if it was an extraordinary amount of money that you got screwed out of, we'll try to work it back. But
and I'm pretty sure that the Witcher 3 on top of 1 and 2, obviously the third one was the most successful. I do think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But I do think that CD Projekt Red's value as a company has gotten to that point where legally in Poland at least, yes, it's probably met that criteria. Absolutely. It's probably been that successful. They're a $1 billion company at this point, I want to say.
Yeah. They're making money, and because they also own GOG, or Good Old Games, and that's a huge distribution platform, and they do a lot of work and get a lot of revenue through that as well.
Yeah.
And they've got a good system. I mean, they're a publisher and distributor in a sense, so they've got that gives you a lot of control over your income. I mean, this is kind of the same thing with music. If you can publish and you own the publishing and the rights as a writer,
exactly,
you get the whole pie.
Yeah. So that's why staying independent is key on the music shit. Not related to the game related, but hey, just saying, anyone out there creating something, own it.
Yeah, you gotta own it.
Just own that shit.
Yeah. But if you're gonna sell it, don't undersell it.
Yeah.
I guess that's the
Don't
point.
be an arrogant prick either. When someone buys something from you and be like, yeah, I'll take your money, but I don't want your fucking royalties because you're not going to do shit with it anyway. I'm really thinking, what kind of mindset would say that? Unless you're just a dick. That's it. Why would I want royalties? I don't think it's good, but maybe you don't think it's going to do good. But if it does, don't you want something for it?
Yeah.
How much shit that is terrible makes money in this world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have faith in your own work? like you wrote a book and people want to make a thing out of it and you don't think it's going to do well? Okay, that's fine if you don't maybe think it will sell well, but wouldn't you... Just in case?
Yeah.
Just in case.
I remember when I was reading over this, the exact quote was something along the lines of when he was talking about it, he said, who could possibly think that was going to succeed? I didn't.
Yeah.
What a fucking dick.
Dude, it's not even that's not even being a dick. That's just being ignorant.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Where's motherfucking Ebro right now, man? I need the fucking drop. That's serious, man. Because I think if you have that much beef against the platform of video games, because I did hear him talking shit. Like, how can you possibly emotionally relay anything through a video game and all? He was just talking out of his ass. And all this stuff. So I'm just like, come on, man. Like, you hate it that much. I don't even want the money from it, but you can make a game out of my shit. None of it makes sense, dude. No. I'm sorry. You're lucky you live in Poland and you're gonna get this money. Lucky, because here, come on, bro. No, you see the kind of shit going on
Judge
here?
Is gonna laugh
Come
at
on,
you.
bro.
Exactly.
You signed it here. You signed it away. You signed away the rights.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Is your name such and such, and is this your signature?
Sucks to suck.
Case closed. God damn, man. But at the same time, part of me is glad he's gonna get his money because we have enjoyed a lot of hours of entertainment based off of his work.
Absolutely.
No, for sure. So, and that's the thing is, I think at a certain level he does maybe deserve some or have some entitlements to that. But I don't know the local law. I'm gonna let them figure that out. They'll settle it out. But you shouldn't be stupid like that. You should have faith in your own work. If you're gonna sell it to somebody to make a thing out of it, or give the rights away, you should maybe just for posterity's sake, take a point or two. If they offer to you,
just put it in your pocket. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna hurt.
I would read those books if he wasn't such like a anti-gamer, like just talking about like, oh, the games are successful because of my books. I mean, in a way, yes, because they're adapted from your books, but it's not like the fans of the books were the ones who all went out and bought the game. Like the majority of people who played The Witcher played The Witcher 3, and the majority of those people played it because they heard that it was good and had never heard of it before then, except for maybe when the first two games had come out, like a little bit. I vaguely remember The Witcher 2. Like I had never really thought of it back then, but
I wonder how much his overall book sales correlates too with people going from the game series over like, oh, this was a book, cool, let me go read it. He might owe a good chunk of the money he actually did get off of this franchise to the game indirectly.
He's absolutely got to. Yeah, I mean, for me, like Game of Thrones, or A Song of Ice and Fire, the books, I didn't start reading those until I watched the first season of the show. Yep. So I was like, oh, I watched this really cool show, and like it's based on these series of books. I'm gonna read the books.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I'm gonna read the books for the Expanse. Like and I wanna. It makes you get into the source material.
It's a cool crossover. Like that's the whole point. Like in pop culture or trying to break out in anything, you want to cross over to a mainstream audience or a different audience if you're not trying to go mainstream or whatever.
Yeah.
You're trying to cross over one property from one platform of the media to another platform of media, and you did. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like the whole music industry, though, when they shunned the internet for physical sales. Like, well, the internet's never going to sell and distribute music. God damn. And now look at the music industry, man.
So wrong.
Yeah,
Yep.
Listen, just get over yourself and look into some shit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I hope the guy... Well, actually, it seems like the guy who's doing Cyberpunk is the exact opposite.
Oh, no, yeah. Mike Pondsmith is stoked about it. Like, I watched the video during, I think, E3, I think it was Yang Yi, the YouTuber.
Yeah.
He had an interview with him. And
this is Yang Out. I love that. Like every time. It's so good.
Dude, but he was stoked about what they're doing with it, man. I think we talked about it a little bit.
I think we have broaches before now.
Man, but that's exciting just to see somebody like thrilled about what they're doing with it. And I don't know, man, that gives me the chills. Like, I love it. I love it when everybody's happy. When everybody's happy with the thing, like when you make a thing and like you share it and like you're super stoked on it and everybody's stoked on it and everybody wins. That's the best.
And like, how bad can it possibly be? They showed us that demo. Like, I just feel like
you got it.
It's at least that good.
Yeah. If I could just play that level on repeat, that's cool. I'll do that.
Mad.
I'll do that same mission over and over again, and that'll be fun.
But luckily for us, we're gonna have hundreds of hours probably available.
Easily.
Exploration.
I looked at my Witcher 3 time, and it was like I was like over like 90 or like 100 hours for like a single playthrough on that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think mine's up there, and I had a playthrough get deleted. Like a fat chunk, or like 45 hours. Like,
fuck.
That's why when I think I talked to you about when I started it up again. I told you when I got back into it. It's like, dude, I had to stay away from it for like a year because I played a lot of it, and then it just got deleted. And I wasn't gonna do all that shit over right then.
Nope.
Yeah.
I had to like let myself forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
let it be kind of new again.
Yeah,
but
you gotta wait.
yeah, I feel like a good 120 to 150 hours of my life have been in that game. Still not on your Zelda level. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the greatest.
I'm at 205 hours on Breath of the Wild. It's still one playthrough right now. Yeah.
Nice.
I did actually end up getting all the shrines finally.
Okay.
That's 120 shrines, and then what else did I do? There was
Did you
something
say you're
else.
doing the DLC? You got like to the last wave?
Yeah,
or
I'm
something?
trying to get to the last wave and beat that wave of like all the floors of enemies that you have to get through. There's the easy ones and the medium ones, and I already beat both of those. But the final wave of them is like 23 or 24 levels, and I got to the last level and then I died.
Damn.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild since Kirby gave it back. Actually, I've been getting those shrines. I've been doing all that other stuff. I'm trying to beat all the side quests. I'm not going to go for all the Korok seeds because that's like 900 seeds.
And you know what they are.
Yeah, they're poop. They're
Yeah.
I love
Inverted
that.
ass, nasty ass Koroks.
Gross.
I love it.
You're
Nintendo
fucking terrible.
making a little bash at other games that do collectibles for the sake of collectibles.
That is pretty funny though.
Yeah,
but still.
I do think that's. I like Nintendo for doing that. I like that Zelda game for doing that, but it definitely means I'm not gonna do it. Let's see. Apart from Breath of the Wild, I've been playing a lot of Divinity, man. Divinity
Me
2.
too, dude. That's all I did today. That's all I did today.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit. I played a lot of Divinity.
Saturday.
I'm stuck on this fight. Like my roommate and I, our characters are level 12, and we're fighting a bunch of magisters that are level 13 in like the pits or something like that in Act 2.
Ooh, are you in the Black Pits?
Yeah, the Black Pits.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
it.
the Black Pits is pretty tough.
Yeah, so
yeah.
all the enemies are level above us right now. and-
Backtrack, dude. Backtrack and go west.
Okay.
Go west!
Go west.
I'm gonna tell my
Well, let
roommate
me ask you
that.
this: have you guys gone and have you fought Mortis
Yes.
in the cave? Okay, so you did all that. Okay.
Rick and Mortis.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had to do it.
So when you go into the cave and the bugs come?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
God, so
It's
I did that. That's what I just did.
That's
today.
the 4 like giant bugs. They like
Uh-huh.
capture you and take you to different parts,
Yeah.
and then you got to find your way and reunite with everyone.
Super fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert,
I mean, it's not a
guys.
spoiler. It's like,
You're not gonna remember
It's
as
like
it
all fun.
happens.
Yeah.
Probably. This is a fat
Just
game.
tell me
dude.
everything.
That's
Just
that's
fuck it.
like 30 hours into the game, one cave that you go into.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Like
think
you're
it'll
gonna
be
think
okay.
that that's happening to you like probably a couple times,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah,
actual
and I'm
shit.
gonna
And
feel
then
like
you
you guys
forget about
ruin it
it.
every time.
But yeah, so we're trying to figure that out right now.
Mhm.
We went into the graveyard and did
Yeah.
that shit, and
Okay.
there was a couple of quests where we needed pet pal, where we
Yeah.
need to talk to like a cow or a chicken or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Fuck you, kid.
Yeah, dude, it's and that's a weird part because I've been playing with my buddy a lot and also on my own save. So I get onto his save and he's a little bit further than me, and he's kind of getting towards the end of Act 2 now.
Okay.
And I had only gone through Act 2 almost all. I hadn't finished it, but I went through a lot of it on my first playthrough.
Yeah.
So going through it again with him, I'm catching a lot of things I didn't see before, and then now going back through it again on my character, I'm catching even more things that I didn't see
Of
before.
course. Yeah.
And but dude, just the spaghetti that we get into, it's so much fun. my buddy's party is all summoners.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can talk about that a
Yeah.
lot, but
With the
it's-
totems and
yeah.
everything, just damage for days.
Oh, it's crazy. We don't even fight. It's
Yeah.
our summons that fight. It's
Exactly.
so great. We get into a fight and we just try and stay back and let one person talk to the person and start the fight.
Yeah.
And then we'll have everybody sneaking and summon our summons in from far away. So they don't get we don't get involved in the fight, but the summon does.
Exactly.
Then we buff the summon, and then we get into the fight with the totem. So we've got it's the scheme is so perfect, and we just wreck shit.
Oh,
and it's
man.
so much fun. But I'm going back to my play style where I've got a traditional kind of party where it's
Yeah.
specialized characters.
Yeah, you got a ranger, a rogue, brute, and mage or something. Yeah.
Oh, I've got a elemental mage, a summoner, and then rogue and an archer. So, pretty much.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what we've been doing is it's pretty much the same with ours. It's like I have a rain. Well, it's not pretty much the same. It's a little different. I got a ranger and a sword and shield user.
Okay.
And then my roommate has a two-hander and then a rogue. So it's all physical damage, but you know, we're not doing magic at all because then we don't have to worry about magic armor for any of the enemies or whatever. I always used to forget this. So in the combat, a lot of enemies will have physical and magical armor, and you know, elemental stuff like fire and water and magic moves, those will break down magic armor. Whereas physical things like arrows and swords and hammers will break down physical armor. And if you get through either one of those, as long as it's whatever you had gotten through, like if you got through all the magic armor, then you can use magic to go through for their actual health. And same thing for physical. You get through all the physical armor, then you can use swords and arrows to get through their actual health, even if they still have magic armor.
Gotcha.
So I had always forgotten that, and sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, I'll just shoot a fire arrow," and Brian will be like, "No, he's still got all of his magic armor." I'm just like, "Oh, of course, I can't play that game when I'm too tired."
Tired. It's so wild. There's so many fucking ways to play the game, and every fight is so different and unique.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still haven't gotten bored of it, and I've clocked like probably over 150 hours now. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So
there's so much, man. You gotta get.
You
gotta get on Divinity.
We gotta do
man.
a GRN playthrough.
We gotta have a GRN.
That's
squad,
gonna be the
man.
way to get me in, man.
Yeah.
Cause I always see that game, but I'm such a schedule. I'm such a night owl. A lot of time I spend gaming like there's no one up. I'm not gonna hit anyone up to game, and that's a game I'm like, I don't know if I want to always by myself right now. It seems like a lot. I'm gonna play this other one. I just feel like I need space for it. But if you're like, let's go.
It's a commitment. I mean, it's a kind of game like you can't just like kind of pick up and play around. Like if you're gonna play some Divinity, you're gonna play for a while. You know? You're gonna get through like a session.
It's got to be like you're gonna feel like. I'm satisfied when I've played a good like 2 or 3 hours. When I've gotten through a good number of battles and gained a good amount of experience and oh man, I love it.
Like a big quest.
Yeah, now that I'm like, especially since I'm starting to understand the game, I always want to play now.
It sounds like it might grab me though, and I might not have like certain RPGs and it's like. I know it's not RPG, but Spider-Man grabbed me like that, man. I couldn't think of anything else until that fucking game was done. And even after the story was done, I still had 100% that map. And I couldn't.
Couldn't not do
I feel like that was the symbiote attached to me. It was like, finish the map. Right. You know, like Venom style. Yeah. But man, so I hope it grabs you like that because it sounds like from y'all like it's that kind of game. It has those kind of legs to it.
It's so rich.
It's
like every fucking nook and cranny of that game is just filled with content. Yeah. Like you go through the map and each area just has so much to like just go over and little like things you can like just find and tricks and like it's got so much replayability. Like I've gone through the first act 4 or 5 times.
Same.
And it's a 20-30 hour run. Yeah. Like easily.
Through the first act?
There's 4 acts.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just to get through the first act, it takes 20-30 hours easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
120. I'll say 1,200 hours. 120 hours.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, I don't know how
minimum.
They are,
dude, honestly, like I'm pretty sure it'll take more. Like, it's a big game. Like, I love it.
Man, whenever y'all are on there next, hit me up. I mean,
I've been playing it.
After y'all beat it, or I don't want to like take y'all all the way back to like.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I say wait.
Act 1 again to give you another 30 hours.
See, personally, I say we put this down like for later on. We put a rain check on it. We should do it definitely, but I want to finish my playthrough.
That's what I'm saying. Finish y'all's playthrough. I mean, there's plenty of other shit going on too. Like,
and it's. Like, yeah, there's so many games coming out. And, I mean, it's exactly, like, I've done the first act, like, 5 times. And I'm not eager to do it again anytime soon, even if it is to get the squad up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I just told you my Witcher story, bro. I took a year. I was like, fuck that.
Exactly.
You know, I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm about to dive into that VR and Skyrim anyway, man. Like, that's really going to get a healthy chunk of that in, man, because, I don't know, it's just in my thoughts lately. I don't know. It just keeps popping in. I keep seeing the start screen.
Best.
It'll probably be cheaper by the time you get it anyway. You know?
I'm already playing it.
No, Divinity, I meant.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well, I got to reconnect, but I'm already sharing that game with a homie.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? I had to reinstall Steam, so I got to reset that all up. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible for us to do whenever you're ready. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, let's see. One thing, just personally, I beat Nier Automata.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I did get through that. I can keep playing it, and I don't really like. So you can play through the game again with different characters and do like their sidelines, like their storylines instead, and go through that and kind of get the full experience. But it's 40 gigabytes that I need clear for Red Dead Redemption 2. So.
It's gonna be 105. Is that how big it is?
Yeah.
Big, man.
So the credits rolled, and I was like, okay, cool, good enough. I didn't know I was that close to finishing the game. Like, I was just like,
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Like when you're like, okay, I think I'm about to or I've got like a good chunk left. I'm gonna save it, and then you get back in the game. And it's like 10 minutes later. You're like, I beat it.
Yeah,
you ever had that happen?
Exactly. That's pretty much how it went down.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, I have this one boss fight left, and I remember fighting him, and I was stuck on him because I didn't have enough, healing up, items.
Yeah.
And this time I had gone back and I was more ready, and I had saved right before that fight. So I was like, okay, I'm in. Let's do this. I got a boss fight. Then I probably got maybe 5 hours more tops. But no, that was the final fight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It was still cool. I really enjoyed it. It was nice. I do think that if I go back to it to try and get that full experience, that'll be, probably more like along the lines of why people say it's so good. But I did start Ratchet and Clank.
Hey, that's a good one, bro.
Yeah, for PlayStation 4.
That's
and
a great one.
So far, so good. It's fun. It's nice. It's
for what that is. If I was a kid playing it, I can only imagine.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I loved it as an adult. If I was a shorty, man, it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
it's literally better than the cartoons I grew up on visually.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Exactly. It's good. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I think it's a lot of fun. But I do have enough memory for Red Dead now at this point. I don't even need to beat The Witcher 3 DLC or anything.
Nice.
Like, I can just keep that on there. So yeah, I'm ready.
Question for you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing Nier on sale a lot, half price.
So what, like Nier half price is like what, $20-$30?
Yeah.
20 I would say yes, 30 I'd say maybe. Probably since you're a fan of platinum games.
Good to know. Try to ask. I've been seeing a lot lately on sale. But
Nice.
Yeah, definitely think about it.
All right.
It's pretty good.
It's unique looking.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I would say it's better if I were willing to go through all those other endings, probably, because I think I remember my roommate playing through some of the other storylines, and there were moments, like specific moments, where I was like, "Whoa, I did not expect that from a video game." Just little things, but they were interesting. It's pretty good, but I'll get back to that later. Apart from that, I haven't done any other video game stuff, really. We've been talking about getting the Diablo 3 sesh started with the roommates, like on PlayStation 3. Nice. So
come on, man, you've been playing Gauntlet, bro.
We beat it.
Beat Gauntlet. You're the first person I ever met to beat Gauntlet.
I'm so happy I beat Gauntlet. That's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to beat that game since I was like a shorty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I was really happy about that.
It's fire going back like that, man. That's a long game.
Yeah. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to bring up, Nintendo related. There was a bit of a leak or confirmation from Wall Street Journal of Japan that there is going to be a more powerful Nintendo Switch console coming out at the end of next year with a better processor, probably a better screen, maybe a 1080p on the go, and if they could get it up to 4K docked somehow, that'd be
nuts. I'd be on that quick.
Yeah.
I would be very happy with that.
You might be pushing back my Switch purchase, bro.
Yeah, but that just means my Smash game's gonna be even better.
No, bro, because you're bringing it over. We're gonna play it.
Yeah.
Damn it, I have to do this.
Yeah, you gotta get in that. You're gonna fall behind the curve, dude.
No, dude.
You gotta get with the meta.
No. Montage. Getting in for my montage, bro.
That was my plan all along with that announcement.
This guy right here is bringing the pain.
What guy? I don't see him.
The guy in front of the guy is gonna be feeling the pain brought by the guy. Right here.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Here.
I remember him when
Sonic
he
the
was relevant back in the
bro.
90s. Oh yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Mario still make that $1 million money.
That's cool, man. Millionaires get soft, bro. They get soft.
Man.
You lucky. All right, man. I had this background ready I wanted to use tonight, but it was vetoed.
I vetoed the shit out of that because it ain't happening.
It was just bloody and battered Mario, bro.
Tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. As soon as you beat my Mario, we're putting that Mario beat up as the background on our next podcast after that. As soon as you beat my Mario.
Yeah.
That's
a deal, man.
Let's go.
You heard it here first.
You did.
It's on record.
You did.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to... You get to announce the highlights, matter of fact.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to put that up there, and he's going to narrate the highlights with pizzazz.
It's just going to be like, so Adam finally beat my Mario.
Boom goes the dynamite.
He cheated. It was some bullshit. That's gonna be with me, basically.
Yeah.
It's cool, man. That was hard to accept defeat, but I'm going to teach you the valuable lesson in life. You know, you're going to be better after losing to me as a man.
Hey, man, as long as you keep trying to beat my Mario, then I'm going to keep on, I'm just going to try and make it last as long as possible. Maybe it'll take you only a couple days or a couple matches.
You heard it first. You heard it out of his mouth.
It'll take him a couple of years to beat
a couple
Mario.
of days.
Couple of years.
Couple of days tops.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm telling you, man.
this isn't a gauntlet, but
if they release a demo for the game before you get a Switch, like, I'm gonna have a head start on you because Mario's gonna be playable in the demo.
I fear nothing. I'm ready. Anyway, y'all stay tuned for that because we're gonna put that shit back here.
That will happen.
And I'm gonna be sitting. I'm not even gonna talk in an episode. I'm just gonna be like.
You'll know when you see the background. You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know where we're going.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Might have to download a Sonic beat up picture. I'll just have to look for it.
Yeah. Good luck finding that, bro. Already got mine.
If I can't find it, I'll just draw it, and I'll do it good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it justice.
This isn't the art-related network, bro. This is the game-related network.
It's about to be the Smash-related network, man. Like, oh yeah, our rivalry is gonna be like the highlight dynamic of this whole channel.
It is. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this shit.
It's gonna be huge, man.
I am
it's
too.
Gonna be really, really huge. I mean, it's gonna be a new wave. I think it's highly anticipated. Me and my coworker were talking about Smash. It's coming, man. It's gonna be big. Everybody's gonna love it. Everybody always loves Smash.
I love Smash. Who are you gonna play as?
Dude, I'm a Link guy.
Link or Toon Link?
Not Toon Link. Fuck Toon Link.
Yeah.
Fuck Toon Link, dude.
Yeah. I'm honestly with you there. I prefer regular Link. He's good.
He's just like all around, He's not like my coworker. He's asking me the same question. He's like, "Who do you play as?" I was like, "I play as Link." He's like, "Oh, well, he's not really top tier, but he's good." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I know he's not top tier, but I'm not a competitive Smash player."
Well, I mean, I would say the only time he was bottom tier was the original. Like, I do think him and Samus were the worst characters in the original game.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Personally, I think the best were Kirby and Pikachu and Fox and Ness. But I mean, mid tier, I would say Mario, Donkey Kong, Luigi, and Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon probably near the bottom of that. Well, actually, you know what? Jigglypuff's probably mid to high tier.
Jigglypuff in the right hands is devastating.
Yeah.
It's
Bro,
so
Mewtwo,
annoying.
bro.
It is the worst. Well, we're talking about original one though. There's no Mewtwo.
It wasn't?
Not in Nintendo 64.
Nah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the Jigglypuff dude.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Damn. Yeah, I kind of want to get Nintendo 64 Smash started up in here.
Let's do it.
You have... Can we play like right now? Can we just turn this off and go?
I don't know if I have Smash right. I have to get Smash right for controllers in the 64.
Ooh. All right. Well,
I'm almost
I've got
positive
that
I
shit
don't
at
have
home.
Smash.
I've got
all
it
that
all
shit
at home.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
bringing it
yeah.
next week.
Next week.
Yes, I am down. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, that's something
Bring
to
that
look
Wii
forward
U over too, pal.
Okay.
Let's play the latest version that we can play.
Okay.
Pal.
Okay.
Let me get a little chop built. Huh?
Yeah. I have no problem with that. Get your own GameCube controller, because I'm using mine.
Okay.
And I only have one good one.
I think they're bringing those back out too. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Wow.
In fact, no, fuck that. I'm learning to play on the Switch controller.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure you... I thought you wanted to win, man. Are you sure you want to do that?
So the new one's being built on Switch. Why not use
Yeah.
the Switch controller?
Man, I mean... did you play the Wii U one with the gamepad at all?
No, I just played with the GameCube, because of Melee. But it wasn't Melee. It's different.
Yeah, but this is more Melee than that was.
True. But you telling me they're not going to design it perfectly for the Switch gamepads?
I'm just saying Smash has always been best with a GameCube controller. I mean, okay, so I don't know about the Switch and how that's going to work, but the Wii U gamepad, the Wii remote with the classic controller, any wireless option that was not a Wavebird GameCube controller had input lag. You press that button, it's going to respond to your button press just a few milliseconds later than a GameCube controller would. And
You
that
said the Wavebird worked perfect, right?
the Wavebird is a
That was
GameCube controller, even though
Nintendo's
it's
controller.
wireless.
Yeah.
But yes, it will still not have input lag.
So the
So
Pro
get a
controller,
Wavebird.
pretty much the modern Wavebird.
If there's no input lag, we'll see. I don't know.
It is true, though. We are using cell phones to communicate when we're playing online
yeah,
now,
you
so
need to
it might
voice
have
chat
some
with your
in-
fucking phone. So
Yeah, I can't get too confident in 2018.
then again, the Pro controller is like $70. So if you do use a Pro controller instead of just the Joy-Cons, then
Yeah, I need a Pro controller, and I need to find one for not $70. I'm not paying that much money for that.
you can get one for $20, but it's wired and it doesn't have the motion controls or the rumble.
That is so whack.
Yeah.
I'll make it happen, bro. But either way, I'm gonna find a solution.
Yeah, I mean that's up
Make
to
it
you.
good.
You know,
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
use my 64 controllers, bro.
See how that goes.
Yeah, that'd
Right.
be shitty. That awkward.
that would be
ass
horrible.
Z button underneath. God, that was the worst controller ever.
I don't know, man.
It wasn't the worst, but it was.
It's an odd one.
It was an odd one, man. Like there was
L's
only
up
one or
here.
two games that I played a lot in Nintendo 64 games, and there was like maybe one or two games that didn't that actually made you use your left hand on the far left side with the directional pad. And I'm pretty sure they were both the Pokemon Stadium games because I can't think
Yeah.
of anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe Paper Mario.
This feels so natural though, the left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, I love 64. Don't get me wrong, but that is
That was
such a
odd. It was
weird
odd.
default grip position for a controller.
Yeah.
For sure weird. Yeah.
I got used to it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, man, like, I'm glad it's not like that no more.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, PlayStation Classic got announced.
I've heard there's some
yeah.
kind of caveats with that too, with its displaying
Like-
and its scaling and all
Really?
that. Where does it scale well? Like they've looked at some of the
I don't like the sound of that.
yeah.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah.
I did hear it's not coming with an AC adapter, which you need to buy separately.
What?
Yeah.
I'm automatically.
It's.
not
I mean,
buying this thing.
I'm sure they did it so they could
Yeah.
keep it just under $100,
Right.
like
Well-
by a penny even. But
Fuck it. I've got PS1 emulators on my
Yeah.
PC that
Yep.
do pretty good. So
My PC came with a power cord.
good effort though.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
try.
good try.
Yeah, maybe
No
next time.
AC adapter.
No AC adapter. Nope.
dumb.
Nope.
Yamaha does the same thing with their entry level keyboards. It's really
Oh, I
really
know.
dumb.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
that's
Yeah.
foolish.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
foolish.
yeah. Well, before we wind down here, I want to talk about a little game I picked up a couple nights ago called Tales of Glory.
Ooh.
Telling Adam about it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fucking badass. It's an early access VR game made by one European developer, like single guy. And it's basically it's kind of like a combination of Mount and Blade and Gorn. Like you there's different scenarios and maps you can play on, but you get to equip your weapons before you go into battle, and you can like ride in on a horse and like go in with your troops, and you can order your troops to like fall back or like attack and
Nice.
use different stuff, and like archers engage or archers hold, and like cavalry engage. Anyway, so you've got all these different cool commands you can work with, but the combat's all physics based as well.
Ooh,
So
that sounds fun.
it's awesome, like bashing a guy back with your shield and like stabbing him in the head with a sword.
Look at his eyes.
Pulling
Look at
the
his
sword
eyes.
back out.
Look at
Yeah,
his eyes.
yeah. You guys saw the look of my eye. Like, I mean, and then like a two-handed sword, and you like cut the guy's head off, and then I don't know. It's amazing. It's brutal. It's kind of just it's a medieval battle simulator. You can have pretty large scale fights, and it's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying it. I got really worn out and sweaty playing it, just going through my first battle. I was getting my ass kicked, dude. It's hard, but it's cool. And like, I don't know, man. Like, I was like bashing a guy in a suit of armor with a mason, like bashing his head in. It's just
Peek.
it's like you're smashing him. I don't know. It's like Gorin and Mountain Blade, and it's like it works. It's a good combo. It's got a lot of work, but it's good.
Sounds very satisfying.
Yeah, it is very fun.
Sounds like it gives you a whole new appreciation for medieval war vets.
For sure. Yeah.
Fucking being at all close quarters. Just
Oh,
watching the trailer, I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How do you survive that? And if you do, how do you survive it intact? You gotta come out missing some shit.
Right.
It's pretty wild. I mean, the game itself is great though. Just getting in like the heat of battle, pitched battle's fun. Because Mountain Blade, I don't know if you played Mountain Blade. It's on its own. It's the game. You as a single character. It's got some like RPG mechanics, but you go around like a world map and like build your army. But you go into these instanced battles against another group, and that's kind of where it draws from Mountain Blade. Is like you're in like a pitched battle, like in a town or like on a field or something, and it's just really cool having like being able to like fight an army, instead of just like a wave of enemies or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Just your comrades.
Yeah. And there's actually also voice commands in it too that you can configure.
Nice.
So you can train it to like call out archers and like do different commands and stuff. So
Can you give a Braveheart speech beforehand?
I'm sure you
Get your
can.
troops
I don't
all
know if
riled
it's
up.
well, funny you say that because when you hold your fist up for like at a rally point, that'll raise morale for the guys. So you could give like a full Braveheart speech and like raise your fist, and in effect, like help the army. So it's cool. It's definitely rough around the edges. It's a Unity game, and I can at this point in time it's kind of fun. I go into a VR game and I can tell if it's Unity or like Unreal 4 just by like looking at like the lighting and the graphics and stuff.
Nice.
And it's clearly it looks Unity, but it looks really good. And it's all like full body IK. You got like a badass suit of armor, and like you can like put on the helmet and like have like the helmet view like and stuff. It's really
It sounds
cool.
like it makes you feel claustrophobic too. Is that limited
bit.
field of vision?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
How did?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's kind of it's a little disconcerting wearing it, and I was getting like stressed like in the fights, like getting surrounded, dude. Dude, it's fun. It's really fun. There's not a lot of VR games that offer an experience like that right now, where like full like real physics-based combat. Because Skyrim, as much as I love it, one of the points where it fails is in melee combat because it's just not responsive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, I gotcha. Like you're hitting the guy because you're swinging your sword in the box. Like this, like if you hit him, like your sword will kind of bounce. It's kind of weird. It's not exactly like Gorn where it's like rubbery. It has kind of like a recoil sort of system that's a little funny at first, but like once you get a feel for it, it's kind of natural.
Gotcha.
But you can like bash a guy back with your shield, or you can actually parry a weapon and stuff like that.
That's
block
cool.
with your weapons.
Nice.
Bing, bing.
And that it was getting a little annoying, like the enemies parrying all my weapons. So I was like, damn, they're good.
Yeah, exactly.
But there was a big update. That's one of the reasons I got the game, is because they had a big update on Thursday, and just lots of big improvements. So I was like, all right, now's the time. I want to pull the trigger. Time to do it. And it's worth it. I'm enjoying it.
So
Nice.
this thing a spin, man. You were talking pretty highly about
Yeah,
the Dell stuff.
it's fucking awesome.
Physics-based medieval combat,
Yeah.
large-scale battles.
Yeah.
Dude, we're not that far into this VR thing, and we're already doing that.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, man. When that's like AAA quality,
Yeah,
Right.
like Total War VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yo! Time out for a concept break before we end this, right? Fucking real-time strategy, tabletop shit. You looking. Highlight a unit. Bloop, you are the unit.
Yeah.
Zoom back out into
Yeah.
God mode.
Uh-huh.
How fucking sick would that be?
That would be fun.
I want to be a berserker.
Yeah.
The heavy tank dude. And
Yeah, not to even divert from your tangent, but Tales of Glory also has like siege weapons, like catapults and like battering rams and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
wow.
Popping the catapults,
Bridge
but yeah,
the gates.
yeah,
Right.
dude. But yeah, like seriously, that'd be so badass though. Like having like the full scale like battle map and like commanding the army, and then like being able to like zoom in and like become part of the fight.
Dude, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Like brass tactics, medieval style. Like that's gonna happen.
Fuck yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
way it can. That's too dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's too. All right, that's good. I'm ending on that.
Yeah. On that note, let's call it
Yeah.
a day. Think about that.
Total
Think about
War
that.
VR.
Yeah, Total War VR. My roommate just picked up Total War. What is it? Warhammer, the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
dope.
Trying to get into it. Yeah.
All right. Warhammer.
Pretty rad.
Total War.
Yeah.
Good match.
Yep.
Right.
Not as good as VR though.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And think about hip hop for
Hip-hop
life
for
though.
life.